And today's agenda, when we look at that, what is the enterprise project portfolio and resource management system? And we will be focusing enterprise project structure, the relationship between the SAP and Asta Powerproject elements, and it will help us for the data mapping. And we will be looking to Asta Powerproject inbound and outbound process, transferring the live data and showing how we are integrated with the SAP. To give the background for the Asta Powerproject, when we see the Asta Powerproject, it is project portfolio and resource management system since 1988, and it is leading international developer of project portfolio system, and the software it is used by thousands of planners in a wide variety of industry sectors like in UK, Europe, Middle East, Asia Pacific, and the US. And it is well proven as an easy to use. The Asta is well known as an easy to use, and it is used to manage all aspects of the project, such as producing the tender plans, delivering against the contract program, reporting progress, and also reporting progress to your clients and management, controlling costs and resources. Today we'll be more focusing the cost parts, mitigating against the risk of delay and disruption, producing the robust schedules which will reflect exactly what happens on the project. And Asta's one more nice functionality, it is allowing to use concurrent as a concurrent system, and it is enterprise, which allows for big projects where 3 or more planners need to work on the same project at the same time. And some of the worldwide projects you can always ask to us where to Asta is used, and also you can see on our web page. And when you look at that Asta integration with business systems, it is designed to be able to share data with other project management software such as P6, Microsoft Project, well-known systems, ERP systems. When you see that ERP systems such as SAP, and the financial systems such as Microsoft Dynamics, and the 4D design software such as Navisworks, Tekla, and the Synchro, and for other BIM solutions. And today our focus will be SAP part. And also there is GD Advanced for the ERP systems, which is in competition with SAP. When I represent today, when I show the SAP, you can assume that your integration will be similar to these integrations. Let's look at the more background for the working with SAP. If you are not familiar with the SAP, maybe you are thinking to implement the SAP or any systems to use for your business. And the SAP is incredibly large, extensive software package, and it should be configured to meet your needs of the company. And generally we are asked what you would like us to implement the SAP. SAP implementations are taking a long time, but it is giving big value to your business. And today's topic is integration with it, and here we have some screenshots from our SAP. It is customized once. You can have your breakdown structures, you can have your cost amounts, your budget types, budget amounts, and you can have your bills of materials, and you can simply create, change, and you can run your business. And what part we are focusing now for importing, exporting data from the SAP, and the same into Asta. And SAP allows us to import, export function for data exchange, which can be defined by the implementer or by your IT specialist. And now, when we look at the SAP system, actually when we say SAP, it is large system. So it has modules, it has components such as quality management, project system, and sales, human resources. And as you see in the charts, we have the components in SAP, and it is simply stored on the large number of different type of the database, and most of our clients are using Oracle database or SQL database for SAP. This is for SAP system, and when we are looking to Asta Powerproject site, because we need to know technical aspects and to understand the concept, and we need to see how Asta is integrated. Actually, Asta is a framework which allows you to customize for your requirements. And in the technical way, if you are already Primavera user or Primavera P3 user or Microsoft Project user, even you have the files from the SureTrack, you can bring to your project and open directly in Asta, or from the Asta you can save your projects directly in these formats such as P3, P6, P3, Microsoft Project. But when we have customized integration, it is possible via XML based, Excel, CSV based, or we are directly integrated with the databases. So when we are looking to Asta Powerproject, when we would like to implement Asta integration with other systems, this is actually there are many ways to link between SAP and Asta Powerproject, but it is important to recognize that everything is different depending to customer. And the customers are going to want to copy different items, they are going to want to have processes, and also they are going to have possible different ways transferring of the data via web services, Excel files, CSV files. So we are okay with that, and we need to define where the tables will be matching, and we are simply sitting with the clients and doing this, and we need to know that all the integrations are bespoke with the client, so it is specific. And in this sample, we have the projects, and it is going to be WBS in the system, and costs are exchanging. And when you have the documents, also you can give the document link into Asta Powerproject. So we will be adding the value for your business systems, and what is important for you to monitor and run into your system, we are capable to do in project management as a professionally, and in the ERP system you can do your others as well. And when we look at that Asta Powerproject to SAP, I will be showing on the system, not to PowerPoint presentation, showing on the system. And the Asta Powerproject simply allows, when we look at that, you can have your WBS structures, enterprise structure, and with the coding. Why these are important? Because when we bring data, we populate these items like code structure, we assign later on when you would like to analyze, such as you would like to analyze your costs or revenues which you have already in SAP, and you would like to see this on your project, and we simply populate in Asta, which you can analyze your data. And these are the Asta views, and you can have the custom formattings. You can, after the exchanging the data, you can have your all costs, incomes. Also, you can have the color codings. You can have the status information on the Asta when you exchange the data, and you can simply enhance your data in the Asta Powerproject. From SAP to Asta Powerproject, I will be showing on the system. You can simply change. As I said, this is fully depend on the customer. And now, as you can see my screen, right? And now let's look at that. I am going to demonstrate now a very simple example how we link SAP and Asta Power Project. And I have a file calling that SAP. I have project Asta Power Project file. Let's see that firstly how Asta Power Project looks like. And during this time you can type your questions. We can answer after the meeting. Okay, this is the Asta Power Project interface, and actually it is similar to Microsoft Project applications. And now I have table which is showing the projects. In SAP also you are working on the tables. There are not too many visual things, not Gantt chart, but here like in Excel or like in SAP we have the table, and also on the right side we have, please see now, we have Gantt chart based on the time. Please see now, this is my projects, actually what I have started, project 1, project 2, project 3. And to have this later on, if you would like to try, you need to have Asta Power Project installed, Asta Power Project API installed, and .NET installed, because our integrations need to .NET. And now let's look at that. There are here 3 projects. If you like, with fields, SAP work breakdown numbering, and SAP do export, which will give you flexibility, and for the description and more items which you can have like you have in SAP. And please see that date is here. And on the left part I have navigator, and when I would like to focus in the project 1, if there is anything, project 2, I can simply navigate my project. And there are more items, but I am not going to explain them now. Simply let's bring the data from the SAP, and in this instance we can automate the data import export, but in this instance we will be doing as a manually running. And when we look at that, the more details how we will be having the mapping the data in the SAP files, I can export data to SAP. At the moment there is nothing, and import data. At this point I have XML file, and in this XML we recommend to use XML files which the SAP team are able to extract to this information. And here this is the unique what you would like to have, responsible person and start date, finish dates with the costs, and for the monthly costs you can have, and total costs you can send from the SAP. This file now it is extracted from the SAP, and when we look at that we will be bringing this file into Asta. Simply to do this I will be running the integration. As I said, this is information is fully depend on the client requirements. And now let's look at the project 1, and when I show my right side on Gantt chart, please see that this duration it is simply 0 date, there is no any duration, but I will be bringing data and I will see the differences on this. And now let's say that I would like to bring data for the project 1, it is here, and this is, you can define that import to Power Project, export to SAP, and this is my interface. At the moment I will be bringing data into Power Project, and when I would like to run, simply I can run my integration, and here I can link with my files which I already showed, and now I can simply link with the files what I was showing in my folder, and now I can select what kind of, which one my files from the SAP will be coming into Asta. Please see that it will be named linked, and now at the bottom I have options like I can see the errors, I can see the warnings. Simply you can see the errors here, and you can simply see the warnings. This interface, it is fully customizable, what you need, and full information or all the changes if there is. And at the moment, I can see all the things what I have. Simply, please see that the process is running connected to Asta, and now I selected the files to import. I will be validating data, just saying next, and now it is validating data, and don't worry about these errors. If it is not critical errors, still you will be able to run it. And next, importing the files, committing the change, and when I say next, and it is already will be created into Asta system. And now when I am looking, please see that now it is extended. I simply bring the data from the Asta from the SAP, and when I'm looking to project 1, now I am seeing the SAP program which wasn't at the beginning, and here I can bring to my project data. Please see that. Let's remove this part, and through the SAP unique numbers, and we are able to bring your event states. Let's see here, and all the SAP items what you have there, and simply here you can extend your data with the project data, and it was the project 1 in the SAP program. When I am looking to overall, you see now, let's see the overall, and let's see the work breakdown structure as well, and let's see the all structures, and simply showing to, okay, now if you are familiar with the project management systems, you already see that work breakdown structures in SAP tables. Also you register on this way. Stage 1, and you can simply see your work breakdown structures. And if you would like to extend your SAP data with the project management data, it is simply you need to go to, please see now, let's say that for the contract managed activities part, I am simply going there, and there is one task which is having the milestones when it is starting and when it is finishing. And now let's see that I would like to extend this data with the project management. Now contractor managed activities. In Asta, there is nice functionality task pools. Now I need to show the project management side a little bit more, and the company, and if you have project types, let's say that you have IT projects, because Asta is portfolio system, so you can have your templates and IT project templates if you have, and engineering and construction system construction project templates. Also you can have your company dictionary center, and what it will do, it will help you to reduce your planning time. Let's say that this was for waste project, and we can bring the data. Let's say that I would like to bring for the data for the design period, and simply I am in the contract managed activities, and if there is design activities, simply dragging and dropping into my view. Okay, it is, I need to close this one because it is looking to my project. Okay, and design activities, and now please see that it is designing activities are here, and you can give a unique name, and your activities, even with the links and also with the resource assigned, they are ready to designing. And if you would like to manufacturing, just simply you can drag and drop onto your Gantt chart, and this is the manufacturing. And if you would like the testing, delivery, and any kind of information regarding the project management, you can have this. And in the project management system, now you can have also, please see that with all links, you can have the more relations, and you can simply run your project activities here. And you can detail your data. And now let's see that this was the task pool part is very important because it is shortening your project preparation. Just simply you brought the data from the SAP, but it didn't include the activities, so you detail in the Asta part for the activities. Now I can simply see that in the stage 2 I created schedule. Please see now in the contract managed activities, and I am seeing the more information for this. And this is the detailed one. Now I can save my project and simply I can close this. And now I can go to my integration again, in the Asta SAP integration. In this point, I would like to export the data to SAP. And I have data in Asta already I saved, and I added more items. And into export, at the moment I don't have any data and any files. And when I run my integration, it will be creating the files which SAP part will be read. And let's say that export to SAP, it is the same way how I followed. Next, selecting next, it is connecting to Asta Powerproject. And after it connects, it will be reading which project data you would like to move into SAP because you made the changes. And now it is to validating data at the bottom. You're always able to see the errors, warnings, and you can review the warnings always system giving you. And now when it finished, please see now here it is created the export file, and this file will be adopted by your SAP. And you can find the details more to use into your SAP part. This is the custom based. Now I will be showing you more information, and we are able to see here a sort of information like WBS, like here, and also cost monthly, if there is, and dates. Key thing here, we are able to import the data, and we are also able to export the data. Here the key thing is this. And let's show, this was the one of the integration, but I will be showing you two more integration which we can focus into different cases. Okay, now we have another integration. I will be looking to my project first, and in my project what I have, I would like to simply see, and you can give the password to your Asta part. And now let's say that I have the project. I can have 1,000 projects. It is no problem. And when we look at our Asta Powerproject file, and here, please see now, this is another project type. And I have the work breakdown structure. Under the work breakdown structure, thousands projects here. And simply what I will be doing, and this is for the SAP project, and I can have my project IDs, I can have my project status, and budget amounts, which is already in the Asta Powerproject, and I can extract the data directly into SAP. How I will be doing, and when I extract the data, also my tables in the Asta Powerproject will be updated. I can have more tables, customized tables. Here the idea, it is for full custom base. And this integration interface, when we look at that, this is for the one of the sample which I am showing. And now we can select our enterprise project. In the big large companies, we can use enterprise projects, usernames, passwords for it. And when we connect, also we can have our SAP log files later on to have the history about that. And now we can say that exporting file, which will be into our, let's say that in our defined part, Asta to SAP export, it is the file generally we define on the networks during the implementations, but here Asta to SAP export. And when I look at that file, at the moment there is nothing inside. And here the place where my files will be coming, and also in Asta, my Asta, I will be updating the fields. And this integration can run on your specifications, such as here I would like to run for the processed projects. So you don't have to bring all data. You can put the criteria and bring the data into SAP. And now let's say that in the integration part, just I will simply be running to exporting to SAP, and I need to first validate the data. Here the validating is in different way. Loading data, it will be bringing you, please see that all the information are different here, and project creation, budget, also other budget types, and for the descriptions, other element items, what will be in the SAP. When I export the data, it will be into my, please see now, it will be into my this folder. When I export the data, and now it is exporting to data for the SAP, please read, and now it is also giving you quick information and also creating the data. Now this part, let's say that it is completed, and in Asta part, I can see that for which ones WBS creation, and today I run the disintegration, and now the fields in Asta also updated. So I can see that these projects, which is matching with my criteria processed, and they are created for the WBS creation, they are sent into SAP part. And there are more tables, of course, which you can have. And this data, now SAP will be understanding to this data. Now, in this sample, it is different because it is start dates, finish dates, taking project, start dates, finish dates, company codes, WBS elements. This is fully custom based. You can have multiple records, please see now, and you can just focus to these areas and you can read this. Okay, this was one of the integration parts, and it can work both ways. And to show the more value, how we are integrating with Asta Powerproject. I am near to end of my actually presentation, but we can add now more value. How we can do that? Let's say that this is another integration. I am looking to my project. Into my project, simply I have nothing at the moment. Just we are exercising now, bringing data from the SAP part, and also just directly starting the integration from Asta to SAP, both way, all possible. Just we need to know your requirement. Okay, this is the one of the project, and here in my portfolio there is no project, AEC project, and I will be bringing data here, but also I will be now analyzing my cash flow, SAP budget, SAP commitment as well. Also, I will be looking to revenue. In Asta, you can simply display and you can have your cash flow. So here, to add the more value to your business, and in SAP tables, you will not be able to analyze more. But when we bring the data in Asta, we will be able to analyze it more. How we do this? And now let's see that this is my project. There is nothing inside at the moment. There is no budget. There is no any budget types at the moment. And simply, I will be bringing data. Please see that this 01, it belongs to this project at the moment. And I will be bringing data from SAP. This part, it is exported from the SAP. And now please see that it will be bringing my projects, and it is, for example, company, WBS with SAP IDs, phase names, and also budget, actual, and also the revenue. So we can define these things into our SAP exported file. And now let's look at let's run our SAP integration. And this is another integration which we did for our client, and now I can just show the sample parts. Okay, now you can apply this for the enterprise project, or you can apply for the standalone projects. Let's say that I would like to connect to my project. Just simply I select my project. This is this GSAP here. And when I connect to my project, please see now, it's connecting to my Asta. It's opening the project, and we can optimize this. We can just automate this process. At the moment, to be able to show you, I am running myself. And I can now import data from the SAP. Simply let's bring the data to validating data. I can load. Please see now in my preview, I can even select which fields I don't want to bring. If I want to bring, I can just simply leave the fixed points. And validating data, what is the budget and WBS items, actuals, and also with the WBS items in the SAP part. And now I will be importing this data into my Asta Powerproject. And please now, this is my garden city, let's say, and also this is creating the log file later on when you would like to see what was on the date. And okay, now let's focus on the Asta part, because already SAP part we mentioned how we bring the data. Okay, and in Asta, this is the highest level, your portfolio. And now we have the project. Please see now on the left part, we have the project, Garden City project. And under this, we have substructure, superstructure. And we see that budget for my Garden City, I can focus on this way only to my project. Okay, in my Garden City, I see that the total budget in pounds. Please see that Asta also supports multiple currency. Please see now it is in euro here, and in this table it is the same budget actually. Just from the currency rates, you have budget in euro and the actual. Please see now you are also seeing the actuals, which is up to date. What is the actual in SAP? And the commitment in SAP, how much, and the revenue, this is your income, and also net value. What I did from the simple XML file, what I had actually in SAP, there was no visibility in this type of the data, but when you bring the data with just one click, and you are having here as a table. Now we will focus more in the substructure. I can have more levels, and at the moment under this level I don't have any activities, because in SAP you don't keep the activities, you just keep the WBS. And now let's say that on my Gantt chart I'm just seeing the information here, substructure, superstructure. When I would like to detail my project, for example for the substructure, what I was doing actually in the substructure, let's extend the substructure part. And if there is excavation earthwork in the SAP, but when I would like to bring the data, let's say that for my substructure activities, let's say that I would like to bring the data for the scheduling. This is part is any more scheduling. Task pools, which I introduced, this is our know-how, company know-how anymore. I can simply bring my project activities, and this is our standardized, and everybody will be using the same type of activities. In project, of course, it will be unique, and please see now all my tasks, and here, and with the linked data. Even I can bring into excavation, I had the substructure here, excavation substructure, and also I can have other items like other project activities, and this will enable me to add more. And into superstructure, I can just focus into superstructure, and I can simply add my project data. Let's say in the concreting superstructure, I need to bring the data into my project, and this is my superstructure activities which is linked. Of course, it is unique in the project. You need to plan and schedule. And now let's look at that. You have also detailed with the project data, And now let's focus on our cost information. Why we will be focusing on the cost? Because in the SAP generally you are keeping the data, but in Asta we will be bringing the same WBS structures, the same type of projects, and later with the cost assignment in SAP, also in the project part, what will be the project costs we will be able to analyze. Okay, and now let's focus on our cost centers part. This can be customized SAP cost center. It can be also project cost center, which you can also monitor your project costs. And if you have any questions for this part, please ask. And now we are going to our more analyzing. How we do this? And now let's say this was our, please see now, this is our project Gantt chart. And now focusing on more to our histograms. And what will our histograms will be doing? And in the SAP, we keep our costs, right? And now, what we can have, let's say that we have SAP cost, budget cost, let's say that in the pounds. Now, let's see that in the pounds, and budget cost in the pounds. Please see that this table, actually it reflected to here. Please see now. And here, the total cost for my project, and it is here now. And this is separated into months. And now, please see that for the monthly, I am able to see my costs. And when I look at the overall like this, in the March cost, April cost, May cost. And also in what we had in the pounds, but we can also show in the euros. And the 218,000 pounds, million pounds, actually it is referring to 62 million euro. And what I can do, I can show this value. You see that now this is in the euro. So Asta supports for you multiple currency even on the histogram, so you can read easily to your project and you can analyze in this instance. And one more thing here, when we look at the budget for the SAP, when we are looking to overall, please see now it is showing the 218 total, and here we show the monthly, but we can also show this as a cumulative. And at the bottom, let's see that we have now here SAP budget, but this is the cumulative cost. And now we can focus, please see now, it is showing total cumulative cost at the end. It will be matching with this data because it is cumulative, and it will be matching with this budget data. And here just I simply multiply with 1,000 because it is nicer numbers, easier to read. And here I am just showing the overall, and the same budget costs I am showing in monthly, I am showing in different currency, I am showing in the cumulative cost. Of course, this is not all. I can simply, for example, if you would like to focus, let's say that this was the cost for the overall the project. But when you would like to focus to some part of the projects, I mean that you would like to focus only the substructure part. And in my table, we can just remove the SAP IDs. And in my table, what is telling that substructure, we see now, it is showing 7 million pounds, right? And what I can do, if I would like to see only the substructure values on my histogram, and I can simply, let's focus on only this part, and now I can select the substructure, and please see now it is showing the values for this is the monthly, of course, and we can look at the cumulative, and in the cumulative it is showing to me that what was the total here for substructure and for the budgeting, SAP budget, and here we can simply see that at the end of I should get the same amount for the budget. And for the substructure it was 7,000, and when I now would like to see in my histograms, just it should be 7 million pounds, and the substructure, and now focusing on the substructure part, should be showing the 7 million for the cumulative as well. And here actually it is showing there are too much difference, and it is just to having gap here. And please see now, wherever I select, for example, superstructure, it is showing the cost for this part. So wherever I would like to focus, for example, I would like to focus for the excavation, and if there is cost for it, it is showing for substructure and for the superstructure, and it is simply showing the data where I select. So it will enable you to analyze as a dynamically. And let's focus more what we have here in the project. Now I am seeing all project data. And now let's look at the more items like revenue. Revenue is important for us, right? And let's say that in the revenue, I can have also, you see now I am analyzing monthly revenue amounts in the pounds, and also I can show them my cash flow. Please see now at this point of the time, I can add more value now. I can see that cash flow, what I bring from my SAP, now I am seeing that here, this part, it is just at this point, I am in plus, but if I go like this, after this point, April, I need to have more cash because I need credit or I will be in minus, so I need to take some decisions to make this. And if the data is wrong in SAP part, also you can check that part because here you have visibility to see it. And what you can do more, and when you are analyzing the project, for example, you would like to move to superstructure to another date, another point of the year, and you can just move simply, and the histograms also will be changing. And for example, when I move the superstructure into my net cash flow and the revenue, you see here, and it will be changing also dynamically. And please see that it is dynamically changing. Okay, this is the how we actually map data and how we are using the Asta Powerproject functionalities more. And simply, as we mentioned, that we have interface and our integrations are customer based. So I can run this integration both way from SAP to Asta or Asta to SAP. This will enable me to add value for my projects. Asta SAP on our international page, asta.com, when you search here for the SAP, how we did the SAP, and you will be finding the topics, or you will be finding our clients which we already did the integration, so you can find it here and how they use and how they add value, and you can find here how the system running up, and you can find here also you can follow us on the LinkedIn as the Powerproject LinkedIn group, and here simply you can follow us and you can follow the topics. You can post your any questions and you can read the comments to using the other systems. Also you can follow the most important topics and you can write your questions, and we or any other users will be collaborating with you. Okay, and please type your questions if you have any. Okay, if you are curious about the Asta integration with other systems, we can simply give you the idea how we are doing this, and the Asta integrations are much more economical than other systems integration. And when you look at what we are doing, actually we are getting the requirements and we are selecting which system will be the first, and we are defining one way or two ways which data will be imported, exported as a Powerproject structure, and we are defining that automatic or user trigger or in the running the system, how it will be the data verification and how it is integrating with Powerproject. And if you are interested, we can send these documents to you and for you to see. So the main idea is Asta has integration with the other best-known systems, and Asta has possibility to make unique integrations with ERP solutions, finance solutions. Thank you.